Hey, what's going on everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is my detailed review of the Injen polished Power-Flow intake system available for your 2011 through 2013 EcoBoost powered F-150. All right, in this video, I'm gonna cover a few basic topics when it comes to the Injen, basically what you can expect when it comes to using this as opposed to your factory airbox, what you're gonna be looking at as far as basic construction and components, and then finally what it takes to get this thing installed onto your F-150. And as is the case with most EcoBoost F-150 intakes, you're not looking at a difficult job here, guys. 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, basic hand tools, and we will have a little bit more coming up on that later on. But first, let's get into the Injen. First and foremost, guys, this is going to be a great choice for EcoBoost owners out there who prefer a little bit more flash under the hood of your 3.5 liter F-150, thanks to the brightly polished finish here, especially when compared to the all-black intakes that seem to dominate the category. This is also going to be a great choice for owners out there who prefer an open element style filter and therefore like to hear a little bit more engine noise, maybe a little bit more turbo noise, and even some more bypass or blow-off valve noise. Finally, this is going to be a great choice for owners looking to make the switch to an aftermarket intake, but maybe would prefer to stick to a dry reusable filter as opposed to going with an oiled option. Now, some of you guys may or may not know, Injen is a pretty well-known company when it does come to aftermarket intake systems. Been around for over a decade, making stuff for just about every car or truck under the sun. And the best part is all of their stuff is designed and built right here in the USA. Now, the Power-Flow series of intakes from Injen was introduced back in 2005 and ever since has become their most popular offering for both cars and trucks alike. Now, the Power-Flow series does feature the patented MR or Mega Ram technology from Injen, and it's basically this little step down here in the end of the intake. A little hard to notice with their EcoBoost systems. It's definitely more prominent with some of their aftermarket cold airs. Basically, this is Injen's way of getting a little bit more power out of this setup, but without the need for a custom tune. The reality of the situation here with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost is that none of the aftermarket intakes require a custom tune due to the speed density system that is in place here with these trucks, as opposed to the more traditional mass airflow system, which is the main culprit when it comes to requiring a custom tune with an aftermarket intake. With the mass airflow systems in place, anytime you make a change to the diameter of the mass airflow housing, like an aftermarket intake for instance, the tune does need to be adjusted, but that's not the case here again with the EcoBoost systems. You can throw on an intake with the speed density system and the ECU will make the necessary changes on the fly without the need for a custom tune or any extra sensors. So what does that mean for you guys when it comes to power? Well, Injen claims this intake will add roughly 10 horsepower, 11 pound-feet of torque to your EcoBoost F-150, and that's going to be the best case scenario here because intakes as a whole will not deliver massive power gains. Again, you're going to be looking at high single digits, low double digits, which isn't too shabby overall considering what you're spending here. But as far as other benefits you can look forward to, improved throttle response, maybe a hair better fuel economy, and again, a little bit more engine noise coming from the intake like we mentioned earlier. With some of the basic benefits out of the way, let's talk about some of the construction and components you can expect when checking out the Injen. And again, the biggest feature or the biggest separating factor with this particular intake is going to be the brightly polished finish, something that is pretty rare here on the site when it comes to EcoBoost intakes. In fact, this is going to be one of your only options on the site. This finish is made possible thanks to Injen starting with a piece of 6061 mandrel-bent aluminum and then polishing it to the mirror finish that you see here. Again, something that's really going to appeal to the truck owners out there who are looking for more than just a flat black tube under the hood. This is definitely something that's going to catch your eye or jump out at you whenever you pop the hood. Moving away from the tube a little bit, let's talk about the filter because it is one of the things that will help separate this from some of the other options out there, and that is the Super Nano Web performance filter from Injen. You're looking at 4 layers of surgical grade cotton sandwiched together here. It is washable, it is reusable, which is a good thing for you because it's going to save you some money in the long run. You're not going to have to throw this thing out when it gets a little dirty. In addition to that cotton material, guys, this thing does feature a little built-in velocity stack here up top, which as you can see, should help improve your airflow a little bit into the system. And again, this is a dry filter. I do want to stress that. Some of you might prefer that with your EcoBoost platform. Others might be interested in an oiled filter. Now, if you are looking for an oiled filter, there are plenty plenty of options available here on the site that you can check out. It all boils down to what you guys are after. But keep in mind, guys, at the end of the day, both the dry and oiled filters are going to perform great, and they're going to far outperform your single-use paper element factory filter. Now, I've said it a few times throughout the video. I'll say it one more time. This is an open element filter, and what that means is it's a little different from your factory air box, is that this thing is not sealed. So you're going to be getting a little bit more noise out of this thing. You're going to hear some more engine noise, a little bit more turbo noise, things like that. This is another one of those cases that some of you guys might like this, others might prefer kind of the more quiet experience you get with those sealed enclosures. If that is the case, if you prefer to keep things quiet and kind of factory-like, Injen actually makes a very cool Evolution cold air intake. It does feature a sealed air box. It is available on the site. It's only a few bucks more than this system, and it should help keep some of those extra noises to a minimum. Installing an aftermarket cold air on any vehicle, let alone an F-150, is really a no-brainer here, guys. So expect 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour from start to finish to get this guy in place. You won't even need to dive too deep into the toolbox for this one. A few screwdrivers, maybe a socket set is really all you need to remove the factory cold air piping, and then again, get the new Injen Power-Flow system installed. Anyone should be able to do this one in the garage or driveway with ease. I do like the Injen because it is a very well-built intake that offers a few unique characteristics at the end of the day, such as that polished finish and that Mega Ram technology, but it's still very reasonable when it comes to price. So if you're looking for a cold air that's going to stand out under the hood of your 3.5 liter EcoBoost F-150, be sure to check out the polished version of the Injen right here at AmericanMuscle.com.